Arise, drink, the journey is too great for you. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abraham's wife. The world know a lot about beauty privileges, but what about righteousness privileges? Which would you choose? The privileges of being beautiful or the privileges of being righteous in truth and in spirit? While one is recognized by men, one is recognized and acknowledged by God. Since the Bible says that one with God is majority, if I were you, I would choose to have the whole privileges that comes from knowing God and serving God. A passage I love so much says, I was young and now I'm old, but never have I seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seeds begging bread. And this exactly was a testimony of Abraham. God gives a lot of privileges to his people, those who love, fear, obey, and trust him. And one of these privileges is the privilege of safety. While beauty privileges will expose you to lots of opportunities, jobs, career, contracts, but there are no guarantees to what you truly deserve from men. Beauty minus God equals disaster. Men love beautiful things and cannot take their eyes and hands away from anything beautiful and appealing until they squeeze the entire life out of it. If you're not working your brains out, you're working your ass out. And behind every closed door, if you cannot do that which is expected of you, then you are doomed. The same way they helped you climb the ladder of success is the same way they push you down when your beauty pales and your skills give you more guts than their ego can take. Nothing is guaranteed with just beauty privileges, both as a man or a woman. Your beauty is you and everything you can offer to keep you at the top. When you give a man one, he reaches out to the other with the other hand while he plays with the other with his mouth. Abraham tried this with Sarai. There was a famine in Canaan, and it was so bad that he had to cross the border into Egypt. Abraham knew how beautiful Sarai was, and he knew the power of beauty privileges as well. He knew no man would see Sarai and refuse her, so he lied to the king of Egypt that Sarai was his sister and not his wife. He lied because men can kill to have the best things of life, especially one that belongs to another man. He also lied because he knew that the king of Egypt cannot resist the beauty of Sarai, so he used Sarai to get everything he wanted from the king. Now, the king gave him everything he wanted: flocks of sheep and goats, cattle, donkeys, slaves, camel, treated him so well in exchange for the beauty he offered Sarai. And that is why I said in the beginning, beauty plus smartness minus God is a threat to life and everything you have worked for. Abraham would have lost his wife if he wasn't a righteous man, because nothing would have made Pharaoh release Sarai back to him if God wasn't with him and intervened on his behalf. Abraham made a transaction with his wife for sheep and donkeys, but because of his relationship with God, God plagued Pharaoh and the entire people with a terrible disease until the king was forced to give orders to his men. So they took Abraham and put him out of the country together with his wife and all the riches he received from Pharaoh. Righteousness privileges over beauty privileges. When we talk about righteousness privileges, we talk about the grace of God, we talk about the favor of God, and most importantly, we talk about the mercies of God. Did Abraham know that God would intervene? Yes, because it was God who instructed him to leave his father's house to the land of Canaan where the famine happened. First Chronicles chapter 16 from verse 20 to 21 says, and when they went from nation to nation and from one kingdom to another people, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yes, he reproved kings for their sake. A righteous man is never at loss. Everything he has is safeguarded by God. His children, his businesses, his job, his career, his talents, his skills, his rights, his income are all safeguarded and guaranteed by God. While beauty privilege is a give and take, the privileges that comes from serving God, obeying God and trusting God gives you everything and keeps everything you've received safe. This is because the steps of the righteous is ordered by God. A man who relies on God for guidance and direction will never fall prey to the deceits of men. Let God be at the forefront of your life and destiny. Let him be at the center and at the end of everything you do. In relocation, in marriage, in the number of kids you should have, in choosing a career, in investing or in starting a business. There is no loss with God. What you may see as a disappointment might be a blessing in disguise, and God keeping you safe from evil and what you do not know. The privileges that come from serving God takes you to the top and keeps you safe at the top. The privileges from obeying God sets you apart from evil men and wicked men and women, because God will order your steps. If that marriage will be the end of your destiny and ministry, God will separate you from that man or woman. And if having 5 children will remove your mind from your purpose and calling or be a distraction, God will give you 1 or 2 children. God will delay your flight to save you from that plane crash. God will stop your car engine from kicking to save you from that accident. There is no loss with God. What beauty privileges won't give you, the privileges from God will give you more. Where beauty privileges will stop you, the grace of God would lead you above and beyond. Where beauty privileges will fail you, embarrass or disgrace you, the mercies of God will cover you and speak for you. Abraham gained wealth but almost lost Sarai, his wife, as a result of him using her beauty as a privilege for riches. But the privileges of him obeying God, trusting God and having faith in God gave him everything, including his wife. Choose righteousness privileges over beauty privileges.